Hello guys, it's Samuel here and welcome to 10 Things I Like About. Today we're going to be talking about the newly released Sony A6400. Yes, you heard that right. Not the Sony A7S III, not the Sony A7000, it's the Sony A6400. Why? I'm glad you asked. Let's go! So not many people were expecting Sony to release this camera, and at this stage as well. But in my opinion, I believe that Sony actually finally listened to their vloggers, the people who use YouTube, creators on YouTube who vlog with professional cameras, because this camera has been designed mostly for vloggers with professional features. What does that mean? The first thing that stands out with this camera is the flip up screen. So this is adopting the same technology in the RX100 Mark V and the A5100. And basically this camera is like it's like a combination of some of the features of A7 III, A6500, and some of the form factors of the A5100, and together Sony said this camera is going to be the best for vloggers and it's going to be called Sony A6400. Another cool feature that this camera has is unlimited recording. How much is the unlimited recording? We don't know at the moment. Most likely it's going to be past the 30 minutes limit, which means that you can record as much as your SD card can take it, or before the camera starts to heat up and start to melt, I believe. But it's a really good feature to know that the camera finally has an unlimited recording. So I'm really looking forward to getting my hands on this camera because I want to test out that feature. It's one I've been looking forward to for quite some time. Okay, the next feature that Sony has included in the A6400 is a touch screen. This is a really good feature. It worked really well on the A7 III, and so which means that you'll be able to touch to track, you'll be able to touch to release the shutter, and you'll be able to touch to pick the focus point. Also a plus. The next feature is the My Menu. We all know for so many years Sony's menu system is probably one of the most horrible ever, and they listened to a lot of the users of the camera and they introduced it. So it works really well on the Sony A7 III, and I'm so glad that they've included this in the Sony A6400. So you'll be able to arrange the menu of the camera the way that you prefer it, and you can still have more than one personal menu system, which is really great. It means that you can easily change your settings quicker and faster. You might be asking, does this camera shoot in 4K? The answer is yes. It shoots in 4K at 30 frames per second. So once again, the camera is taking a 6K footage and downsampling it into 4K, which means you're going to get a sharper image out of the camera straight away. Another added feature of this camera is the ability to shoot proxy straight inside the camera, which means that bringing your footage from the camera onto your PC is going to be a lot faster, and your editing will be cut down as well because you're not having to handle a lot of heavy files, which is going to be a plus. It's not going to make sense for a camera that's dedicated to vloggers not to have autofocus. And definitely this camera has the same autofocus system inside the Sony A7 III. So you've got your eye autofocus for photography side of things, and you've got your face tracking and your continuous autofocus, which from the other tests that I've seen, they seem to work quite quickly. Obviously time will tell when people start throwing other lenses on it, how quick it will work. Is it on the same speed as the A7 III? We shall see very soon, but the camera has continual autofocus, which is going to be great for vlogging. Other feature that's been introduced is the S&Q mode, similar to the Sony A7 III. So right now it's going to be available from the dial and from the menu. The next feature is the time-lapse mode. Some people were complaining about this in the A7 III, even though in your S&Q mode, you can shoot at 1 frame per second. But now with the interval mode inside the A6400, you can actually have a true time-lapse footage from your camera, which is a good option. So like I said earlier, Sony is listening to your complaints. So keep complaining, they'll keep listening, because the competition is quite high at the moment. So other specs of the camera, it's a 24 megapixel camera. It can shoot at 11 frames per second, 8 frames per second in silent mode. It's got 425 face detection autofocus points. Is this the camera for you? If you have the Sony A6500, probably not. If you're using the Sony A7 III at the moment, probably not. If you have the Sony A6300, yes, it's a worthy upgrade. If you're someone that you don't have the A6300, A7 III, or the A6500, then this is a better update for you. So you might be coming from a Sony A7, A7 II. This is a right path for you to upgrade. And if you're one of the people that's waiting for the release of the A7000 or the A7S III, then keep waiting for now. Sony hasn't really made any nudge or given any clue to when this will be released. But for now, their new release is the Sony A6400. It's an exciting camera, but not as exciting as the prospect of the Sony A7S III or the A7000. If you like this video, please like and put your comment below on what you think. Is it a worthy upgrade, or will you be waiting for the new releases? Thank you guys once again for your time. Peace.